You ever buy something fancy online, only to realize it's the same thing you saw at the grocery store, just with better packaging and a celebrity's name slapped on? That's exactly what's happening to Meghan Markle right now. Reports say her as ever herbal tea brand is charging triple for the same product sold by a well-known supplier, and now Piers Morgan is tearing her apart for it.
No, the world's biggest victims right now are the Duke and Duchess of Netflix, and don't take my word for it.
This promise of once you're married, how hard I tried, no matter how good I was, no matter what I did, they were still going to find a way.
This isn't just about tea. It's about reputation, credibility, and whether Meghan is building a brand or just marking up someone else's work. And now that people are connecting the dots, the backlash is steep and boiling hot. This entire firestorm started with a simple price comparison. According to Live Mint, Meghan's As Ever herbal tea sells for $12 per box of 12 bags. But when internet sleuths looked closer, they noticed something strange. The Republic of Tea, a mainstream, widely available brand, sells what appears to be the exact same blend, $11.50 for 36 bags. Same ingredients, same blend, same origin. The only difference? Meghan's name is on the label, and the price is 3 times higher. Live Mint broke the story wide open, calling out the markup as extreme and raising the question, is this even Meghan's product?
Hours of this Netflix series paint a very different, far uglier picture of this country and our royal family. This series, and they'll believe it. They'll believe the smears about Britain and our monarchy, that we're a bunch of bigoted and hateful people. They even blamed Brexit for the racism which apparently was aimed at Meghan Markle, which is just completely absurd. But by far the most sickening part of this show for me was the constant use of Harry's.
Or is she just reselling someone else's work with royal flair? The moment that article dropped, screenshots flew across X, TikTok, and Reddit. People didn't just feel annoyed, they felt duped. One user wrote, "I thought I was buying Meghan's lifestyle. Turns out I was buying someone else's tea with her ribbon on it." And just like that, a cozy tea brand turned into a full-blown scandal. You didn't need a crystal ball to know Piers Morgan was going to torch this. As soon as the price scandal hit headlines, reports say Piers blasted Meghan across his social media, calling As Ever a scam with a satin bow on top. His tone? Brutal. He didn't just criticize the tea. He went for the jugular. This isn't entrepreneurship. It's influencer grifting wrapped in Duchess delusion. According to his post, the whole brand feels like an Amazon dropship disguised as a luxury legacy. But Piers didn't stop there. Reports say he questioned Meghan's expertise in the wellness space entirely, mocking her as a lifestyle expert who doesn't know the first thing about wellness, tea, or authenticity.
It's about an hour-long cab ride. Never seen his grandchildren. This show is packed with a kind of spurious claims and hypocrisy that have become the Sussex signature. We learned they began making videos about their heroic journey 6 months before their Netflix deal was even announced, and right at the start of a pandemic that was killing. About to, if you excuse the massive book deals, the Silicon Valley startups, the preaching videos about well-being, the podcasts, the speeches, and the major network interviews with everyone from Oprah Winfrey to James Corden. But they've barely been seen or heard at all, have they? Well, on Thursday, they'll quietly and apologetically release their $100 million.
The implication was clear. This isn't about bad tea. It's about a bad brand. And in Piers' eyes, Meghan is just dressing up mediocrity in royal gold foil and calling it elevated. That's when internet sleuths stepped in and things escalated. Rumors on the street say Reddit users and TikTok creators began examining the As Ever website's backend code. Within hours, they uncovered metadata and embedded page info pointing to the Republic of Tea as the supplier behind the herbal blends. It didn't take long for those digital receipts to go viral. Side-by-side comparisons started popping up. Meghan's tea on the left, the Republic of Tea's version on the right. Same herbs, same wording, nearly identical packaging templates. One post that caught fire read, "So, I paid $12 for Duchess tea, that's $3 at Target? Yeah, I'm good." Others compared the markup to luxury skincare scams. All flash, no formula. And once people realized this wasn't a boutique, hand-blended product, but rather a repackaged commercial tea, trust collapsed.
Before we even get to the main event,
When the stakes are this high, doesn't it make more sense to hear our story from us?
Oh, shut up. What do you mean the stakes are this high? Who do you think you are? Other than a latte-munching imbecile back of your head. This gruesome twosome only survived by cashing in on what's left of their royal status now. I said it before, I'll say it again tonight. King Charles should strip them of all their remaining titles and cast them out from any connection to the royal family. How could any of them trust them, as far as I could throw them? Because without it, they're just whining millennial windbags.
The issue wasn't just money anymore. It became about credibility. If Meghan's brand was willing to mark up tea this heavily without transparency, what else was she faking? Once the triple markup was exposed and social media users started posting side-by-side comparisons, the conversation shifted fast and hard. Reports say the word fraud started popping up everywhere. Not in a legal sense, but in the court of public opinion, which, let's be honest, is way louder and way less forgiving. Influencers with huge followings began uploading commentary videos titled things like, "Is Meghan Markle scamming her fans?" and "The Truth Behind Duchess Tea." Podcasts that normally talk about skincare and brunch suddenly had episodes with titles like "Meghan's Tea Disaster." And it wasn't just the usual critics. Even longtime supporters started backing away. Some said they felt duped, like they had been sold into a lifestyle dream that turned out to be off-the-shelf tea with royal ribbon. One fan posted, "I defended her through everything, but this feels like a cash grab. I'm done." What made it worse? Piers Morgan's commentary was everywhere.
Favourite little niece Ashley. Meghan also sees she got no advice on royal protocol, forcing her to learn how to be a princess all on her own.
Joining this family, I knew that there was a protocol for how things were done. There's no class in some person who goes sit like this.
Press show her wearing pretty much every colour in the rainbow. The show opens with the claim that the royal family declined to comment on the series. That's another lie. The palace says it received one email from an unknown company and attempts to verify it with
He wasn't just reacting. He was framing the entire scandal as proof that Meghan's whole public persona is manufactured. And once the word fraud started trending, the story went from boutique drama to full-on reputational crisis. This tea situation didn't come out of nowhere, and now people are connecting the dots. This is just the latest in a string of Meghan Markle product controversies, and the timeline is starting to look like a crash course in brand overreach. Let's break it down. Her jam jars, part of the same as Ever brand, were roasted across UK media. On Have I Got News for You? They mocked the idea of Duchess jam being shipped to friends in gold wrapping, joking that it was just £7 jelly in a 70 pounds box. Her rose wine? Piers Morgan dragged that too, calling it a Pinterest board in a bottle, and mocking the fact that Meghan never once posted about wine before suddenly becoming a vintner. Even her initial brand launch felt weird to people. The website dropped randomly, barely worked, and had no product details, just vague quotes and moody images of bowls and figs. Reports say even former fans are now saying the same thing. It's all aesthetic. It's all curated. There's no heart, no connection. Just a bunch of products trying to pass for a lifestyle. And now that the tea's under fire for being overpriced and unoriginal, people aren't seeing a single scandal. They're seeing a pattern. Style over substance. Every time. Here's where the vibe shift becomes obvious. People are tired. Not just of the tea. Not just of the jam. They're tired of the way Meghan keeps launching things, quietly, vaguely, with zero transparency. She keeps doing these stealth drops. A blurry Instagram story here, a soft-focus product image there, followed by immediate PR coverage framing it as elegant, timeless, deeply personal. But the moment the public looks closer, it all falls apart. Packaging that's too fancy. Pricing that makes no sense. Sourcing that gets exposed. It's like she launches brands assuming no one will ask questions, and the internet always does. And now, the comment sections say it all. Another overpriced product from someone who's never brewed a cup in her life. She's selling a lifestyle, not a product, and the mask is slipping. Is anything she does authentic anymore? There's consumer fatigue, yes, but it's deeper than that. It's Meghan Markle fatigue. People feel like they're watching the same cycle over and over again. Launch, hype, unravel, excuse, disappear. And this tea scandal? It just confirmed what they already suspected. The brand's not broken. It was built that way. Meghan Markle may have left the royal family, but if this tea scandal proves anything, it's that the firm never really left her. Reports say insiders at Buckingham Palace are watching this play out like it's season 6 of a show they used to star in. One royal aide reportedly described it as the messiest branding blunder since the Spotify deal collapsed. And they're not subtle about the schadenfreude. According to UK royal commentators, the vibe within palace circles is thinly veiled satisfaction because this tea debacle feeds directly into a narrative they've been pushing for years. That Meghan wants the status, but not the scrutiny. That she wants the perks of the crown, without the protocol. That she's not building anything, she's monetizing memories. The phrase making the rounds? The Duchess of commercialization. Some are even calling this a PR meltdown worse than Megxit, not because it's more serious, but because it's entirely self-inflicted. There's no palace drama to blame this time. No press leaks. No tabloid plots. Just a product launch, a price check, and a brand unraveling on its own. And now that her as-ever tea is under fire for being overpriced, repackaged, and misleading, that old royal criticism that Meghan was never in it for duty, only for deals, just got its biggest receipt yet. This isn't just a tea scandal. This is a narrative confirmation for every royal insider who said, she's not here for tradition, she's here for profit. And now, the world is watching her next move. So, what's the next play? That's what everyone, from fans to critics to royal commentators, is asking right now. Rumors on the streets say Meghan's inner circle is scrambling behind the scenes. PR strategists, brand advisors, possibly even legal eyes on deck. They're reportedly weighing 3 options. 1. Direct response, a public statement clarifying sourcing, perhaps admitting miscommunication but not wrongdoing. 2. Narrative pivot, launch a new, unrelated campaign to shift focus, maybe a charity push, a documentary teaser, or a motherhood-centered podcast return. 3. Reframe the controversy, lean into the backlash with soft lighting and emotional storytelling, a video of Meghan sipping tea while talking about supporting small growers, conscious consumption, and female-led supply chains. But here's what I think will happen. She'll go quiet at first. Let the rage boil, burn, and cool. Then, just when people think she's disappeared, she'll resurface. Not in defense, but in reclamation. A Vogue profile, a YouTube behind-the-scenes look at the tea line, a featurette called Why We Built As Ever. Not an apology, a spin. A story that turns the triple markup into a premium experience. That flips the fraud accusations into misunderstood passion. That reframes her critics as people who never wanted to see a woman of her background succeed. Because if Meghan Markle has mastered anything, it's the pivot. She doesn't put out fires. She builds a candle brand from the ashes. And if this tea scandal really is a branding collapse, then you can bet your overpriced jam jar she'll turn it into a brand evolution. This didn't blow up because of tea. It blew up because of the illusion behind it. The idea that Meghan was offering something fresh, unique, meaningful, when reports say it's just repackaged tea for triple the price. Piers Morgan called it out. The public ran with it. And now the narrative isn't about herbal blends, it's about trust. Can Meghan survive this? Sure. But only if she changes the playbook. Because next time she tries to sell a lifestyle, people are going to check the label first.